knees on the floor, I finally found everything I needed. You lifted my soul and you opened up my eyes.
So whenever I'm talking with my film buddies about some really high concept shots that we want to create or execute, 9 out of 10 times we talk about oneers. I want my character to go here and then there and then back to here and it's all gonna be one shot. So if we take the time to plan out a oneer for film, then we can do it for a music video. My name is Kevin Votzek. I'm a freelancer and filmmaker in San Diego. You can find me in the comment section below or any of these links over here. So what I'm gonna do right now is a very quick overview of what we are going to be talking about in this video. And when we're talking about one-shot music videos or music videos in general, there are kind of 3 main points that we need to cover. The first is the musical and visual content we are going to be capturing in this video. The second is going to be how we light the video and why we're lighting it, because we always want to have a reason why behind lighting a video. And the third is the equipment and the camera work we're going to be using to capture a one-shot music video. I'm going to be talking about all this good stuff as well as relating it back to a one-shot music video I shot with Ryan from Lionbold. I'm also going to link that music video in the description below so you guys can see it at full length. Make sure to subscribe and hit the bell to be notified when my new videos drop. Before we even begin, we need to become familiar with the song, the artist, and the concept of the video, because that will help you determine what the look, the lighting, and what equipment you may need to shoot this thing. What type of song is it? Can you categorize this song by genre, tempo, or intensity? Does the artist have a color scheme or a style that they constantly stick to? And finally, what's the concept of the video? Are you tracking your artist through space, indoor, outdoor, a studio, a park? Are you trying to tell a story throughout this one shot? Or are you trying to keep it more of a performance video where you're focused on your artist's musical talents and abilities? For Lionbold's music video, the song is a cover called Till I Found You by FILMMAKER'S VAULT. Our initial inspiration for the video was from Elise True, who makes some kick-ass looping videos, and that was the style we were going for. I highly recommend finding something that you want to draw inspiration from. I do this a lot in filmmaking, either looking at other movies or other movies in the same genre that I'm creating, just picking and choosing things that I like from all of those different films. And you can do the same thing for music videos, looking at other music videos and seeing what styles or what imagery that you really like that you want to incorporate in your video. Lighting is one of my favorite things to do when it comes to videography. I don't know if you noticed, but I added this like golden rim thing back there, and you know, you probably didn't notice. Who cares? But to me, like, I'm really digging it. Lighting sets the tone of your video, and how you use it or choose not to use it can create a mood and evoke an emotion from your audience. Before we even start thinking about shaping light, we need to think about where is our subject and where is our subject going to? Where are they moving to? Basically, what's your location? If you're outside during the day, the sun has got you covered. You can pretty much go anywhere and there will be some sort of light. But if you're indoors, especially indoors at night, you don't have that luxury. And it can be very difficult trying to light a moving subject. Even more difficult if you don't have enough equipment. So the movement of your subject is one thing to consider. The next is the look. What's the feel? What's the tone? What's the mood? Is this a high-key video or a low-key video? How bright is your subject compared to the background? What is your contrast ratio? Meaning, how bright is your key light when compared to your fill light? Technical questions, I know, but we can break it down into just thinking about where the light is coming from, how much light we are pushing into the scene, and if we want to get fancy, what color the light is going to be. Going back to the Elise True video, I really dig the in-frame backlights they have going on in the shots, and I wanted to do a little bit of that too. So when you look at this video, you see Elise, all the instruments, but look at the background. Look at all this cool stuff. I mean, look at that. Look at that. I mean, what is that? The main problem that we were having with our location is the fact that we didn't have a lot of cool stuff on the walls. In fact, we had 3 white walls and a really big eyesore of a window. So I decided to take the idea of having in-frame backlights to blow out the white walls and make the window completely disappear. Now, I'm a big proponent on lighting for a reason. I feel like you shouldn't be doing something just to do it. unless, you know, you're in a really tough spot and you're just trying to get out of there. But for the most part, it's really great to have a reason and a concept behind your lighting designs. So with doing our lighting design with a massive backlight, my reasoning was that Ryan was covering a Christian artist, and having this massive backlight could give the video a very angelic feel. And so that's how I kind of rationalized my lighting design for this video. To pull this off, I used 2 LED panels shooting right into the camera behind Ryan, as well as a lot, and I mean a lot, of fog. And that was actually really key. If we didn't have the fog, I don't think the backlight would have worked as well, because the fog did a couple things, a couple positive things that really helped the image overall. The first thing is that it helped fill in the gaps. Just having the lights alone didn't completely take out the window, but having a ton of fog in there helped fill in the gaps to make the window disappear. The second thing is that we kind of had 3 sources in the back. I had 2 LED panels, but I also had a huge window, and we were shooting this during the day, probably around, I don't know, late afternoon. So there was still light coming through the window, but the fog was able to kind of merge our 3 sources into one big source. And this really helped because it created more of an even light hitting our subject. And the last thing that the fog did that was truly amazing was that when the light was hitting the fog, it was bouncing the light back into Ryan's face, so it would be less of a silhouette. So that was our lighting setup: a small key, a massive backlight, and a lot of fog. And if you want to learn more about how fog can positively impact your image, make sure to click the card above to check out that video, but after you're finished with this video, of course. Finally, we're going to be talking about equipment. Yes! The cool part, the really cool gadgets. How do we do it? What was I using? And let's get right into it. So I was shooting with a Sony a6500. I was using a Ronin gimbal, and to help with my visual aid, I had a Shogun as a monitor on my rig, basically. I was at the mercy of the Sony camera's autofocus, which I have to say I didn't shoot very much with the Alpha Series Sony's cameras, but it has a great image, and the autofocus is just really fast, like extremely fast when compared to my GH4. I mean, I almost think my GH4 doesn't even have autofocus because of how crappy it is. But man, the Sony series, their lenses, how they communicate with each other, really fast autofocus, and that is probably something I want to look into. So that's what I used. But what if you don't have all of that equipment? I mean, can you still shoot this type of video? And the quick answer is yes, of course. I mean, I'd be lying if all that equipment did not help, but it does not restrict you from being able to shoot this type of video. All you need is a camera. Tuck those arms in, spread those legs, go deep into a squat, and try to be as stable as you can. And it's also good practice because I do a lot of handheld B-roll, and that's exactly what I do to help make my shots smooth. So now we come to a point of the video where we understand the concept and the song, we lit our scene, and we have the gear or just a camera to be able to shoot this thing. And that's basically all you need. Now you just need to break down what you're actually shooting, make sure that the shots are interesting, you're filling the frame with action, and you're trying to create the most visually appealing and entertaining video you can. Thank you for watching to the end of the video. I hope this helped you as either a videographer or a musician with trying to implement a one-shot music video. Make sure to like and share this video to somebody else who you think could benefit. Make sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell so you don't miss out on when I drop my next video, even though you already know it's every Friday. You know, unless I forget.
In the front row, kicking back old school tracks like damn.